Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday, which means it's time for a Magic Stuff. Now today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. A few months ago now actually, on Magic Stuff, I did two videos, 5 card moves that you've probably never seen before, and 5 more card moves that you've probably never seen before. Well, on today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 coin moves that you've probably never seen before. As anybody knows, I love coin magic. It's one of my favorite types of magic. I love performing coin magic, and there's some amazing moves out there. I mean, you could find thousands of coin moves just by watching Danny Goldsmith and people like that. I mean, there are some incredible coin magicians out there that are really furthering the art of coin magic. This video is about 5 coin moves that I've been using in my act for probably the best part of 20 years, and I've never really seen many people using these moves, if anybody used the moves, and they are really, really useful for a variety of different reasons. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk about the move, talk about the 5 moves, talk about why they're really good, talk about why you should learn them, and then kind of give you just a demo of what the moves should look like. So now you know the context. Without further ado, let's get into 5 coin moves that you've probably never seen before that you really should be using in your act. So first of all, the first coin move that you've probably never seen before is a coin switch by David Roth. And it was buried in the Expert Coin Magic book. So it was in Expert Coin Magic, but nobody knew about it. It was, it's one of those, I mean, the thing with Expert Coin Magic, it was such a massive book, and I think people glossed over some parts. And I think that the way that David explains using the move isn't necessarily the best use of the move. So what the move allows you to do is show a silver coin, for example, balance it on the tips of the fingers after having it examined, ask someone to squeeze it. In the action of telling them to squeeze it, you switch it for a copper silver coin, so that when they squeeze it and they turn their hand over, the silver side's facing them. The problem with it is there's a lot of better ways of doing copper silver, because now they're in a situation where they've got a copper silver coin in their hand, but it's a gimmicked coin, so you have to take it out their hand very, very quickly. And I think for that reason, or at least from magicians I've spoken to, anybody who's aware of that move glossed over it because it was kind of flawed from that point of view. And there was no tricks with this move, there were no instructions with this move, there were no, hey, use it in this way or that way. It was just kind of like, here's a move, this is what you do with it. Well, I've been using this move for as long back as I remember, and one of the ways that I use the move is to switch in a coin that has a reveal on the other side. So if you go to personalizedcoins.com, you can actually order $half relatively inexpensively, and the $half have on the other side an image, and it can be any image you want. You can upload an image. So you can upload, I've got them for Iron Man, I've got them for Paw Patrol, I've got lots of different reveals, but you can even go so far as to make a coin specific for a particular event. So if you're getting a corporate do, for example, and you want to do something special for the MD, you can have a coin designed and sent over to you that's got a company logo on. If you're doing a wedding, you can have a picture of the bride and groom on the other side of the coin. So you can have it designed in any way. So I have a lot of these personalized coins. And what I do is, let's say I'm using my Iron Man coin, for example. I will show a silver dollar, have it examined, say, have a look at that for me. Very good. I'm going to pop it right there. Can you do me a favor? Can you squeeze it so I can't get to it? Now, in the action of squeezing it, I've switched it for my pre-prepared coin, but because it's only one side that's got the image on and the other side's normal, it still looks like a normal coin. So they squeeze it, and now later on, I then have to force Iron Man in this example, which I can do in a million different ways. But then later on, when they look in their hand, they're going to see Iron Man facing them in their face. And then obviously they can turn it round and it's a normal coin on the other side. And the image is printed onto the coin, so they can see it's the coin. They can see the eagle underneath, but the image is on top of it. So for me, that's such an amazing way of using this move, because it allows me to ring in this kind of revelation coin. And it's such a clean way of doing it, because they examine the coin, you balance it on the tips of the fingers, you get them to squeeze it, and when they squeeze it, you know, you've got the time misdirection, you've got a couple of minutes while you're forcing Iron Man or whatever routine it is that you're wanting to do, and then they look in their hand and they can't believe that that coin has changed. So it's an incredible use of that particular move. And it's an example of sometimes you look at a move and you think, well, that's not practical for the use that it's actually being suggested for, but what else can you use that move for, if that kind of makes sense? Which is why a lot of the time I'll learn moves and I won't even learn tricks for the moves. I hear a lot of people that say to me, if I haven't got a good trick for the move, I'm not going to learn the move. I like learning the move because then I've got it in my repertoire so that at some point down the line, I might have a reason for it, and then I've got it in my knowledge base, if that makes sense. So I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer. I'll just show you what the move looks like with a copper silver coin. But if you do want to use this move, you can find it in Expert Coin Magic. And as I say, my preferred use of using it is to ring in a coin from personalizedcoins.com that I've already pre-printed with a force image on. Okay, so let's have a look at this move. Let's just assume that we have a copper coin here, which we do. So we've got a dollar-sized copper coin here. What you would do with this move is you would balance the coin on the tip of your finger, and you would have somebody, you'd say, look, can you do me a favor? Can you make a fist around that coin for me? And they would make a fist around that coin, and when they open up their hand, it's changed into a silver coin, apparently. And that's what it is. So it's a switch of a copper silver coin. It's a switch of a regular copper coin to a copper silver coin. But it's this lovely moment of showing the coin that can be examined, balancing on the tip of your finger to show that you're not using any sleight of hand, asking them to make a fist around it, and as they make a fist around it, you have now switched that coin for the silver coin. So that is the first move. Okay, so the second coin move that you've probably never seen before or that you're not using is the Viking Vanish by Rune Klarm, which you can find in his book and by Vanishing Ink, Rune's World, and it was also in 3 pieces of silver, which is DVD and download, which is also available from Vanishing Ink. So what is the Viking Vanish? Well, basically, it is, in my opinion, the best multiple click pass, the multiple coin click pass that you'll ever see. I use this so much in my act, it's ridiculous. A lot of the time, I'll use it at the end of an act. So at the end of a coin routine, I'll say, here you go, would you like to hold on to these? And I'll just vanish the coins and give them to them. It's great for a mix and mingle situation. It's great. It's angle proof, pretty much. The move is angle proof. But when people look down at the hands, they actually will swear that they've seen the coins go into the hand. They'll swear that they've seen those coins go into that hand, and they feel them in there. It looks like they're in there. They swear that they're in there, but obviously they're not. The audible illusion, along with the visual illusion, makes it look great. If you've seen my routine security pen, which is on my At the Table lecture from Murphy's, I actually included this on there. It's used twice. If you've seen my flipped out through the table, my flipper coins through the table routine on Flipped Out, I use it in there to do the final phase of the coins through table with the kickback. I use this move so much. It's one of those moves that's incredibly knacky. It takes a while to get down. It's one of those moves that you can do relatively quickly, but in order to make it look good, it takes a lot of practice, which is maybe why a lot of people don't do it. But I'm going to perform this for you a couple of times. I'm going to bring the camera closer just so you can see what the Viking Vanish looks like up close, and then we'll move on to the next coin move. Okay, so the Viking Vanish is basically a multiple coin vanish. Let me show you what this looks like. You would show the 3 coins. You can use $half or dollars for this, but let's just assume that we're using $half. It looks like they go in the hand. You can hear them go in the hand, but really it's a multiple coin vanish. And it's the most deceptive multiple coin vanish I know. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up, but when you look through when you look down at your hands, this is great for mix and mingle, because when you look down at the hands, you see the coins dropping into the hands, and you hear them going in, and then the coins vanish. So I use this an awful lot. If you've got my At the Table lecture from Murphy's, I use this a lot in my coin routine that I put on there, the security pen, but I use it in many, many, many different routines. It's great for a final phase of coins through table. But again, you show the coins, you apparently put them into the hand, they hear them go in, they see them go in, and they vanish, and they end up in securely held in right hand finger palm. So that is the Viking Vanish. Okay, so the third coin move that you've probably never used or never seen before is the Silent Steal by Derek Dingle. I swear to God, I do not know why nobody uses the Silent Steal. I love the Silent Steal. It is such a strong way of vanishing a coin, multiple coins. So it's a way of taking 2, 3, 4, 5, however many coins, putting them into your hand, waving your hand over and having them disappear. In that respect, it's a little bit like the Viking Vanish. But with the Viking Vanish, it's kind of a very quick, boom, I'm putting it in my hand, it's gone. With the Silent Steal, you openly are placing them in there. And then you wave your hand over and they go. It's kind of, the timing is very, very different. The nice thing about the Viking Vanish, the nice thing about the Silent Steal is that you can go in a couple of different directions when you've done the move. So when you finish the move, the coins are in Demonchi grip, which is a great grip to have coins in because you can go in so many different directions. So I can have those coins stay in Demonchi grip. I can have them transferred silently into classic palm, which will allow me access to them one at a time. I can put them into curl palm. I can put them into sort of an edge grip type thing. I can drop them down into finger palm. I could even transfer them into the other hand silently. And think about that. I can put the coins in my hand, show this hand empty, wave my hand over, show this hand empty, then show this hand empty, and the coins end up back where they were meant to be in the first place. So it's cool. It's a really cool Vanish. Derek Dingle, obviously, as we all know, is an absolute genius, and this is no exception. And again, it baffles me why nobody is doing the Silent Steal, because if you're putting routines together where coins are vanishing, like multi-flurry routines where you're producing coins and then you're vanishing them one at a time, and then all the coins are vanishing and then they're reappearing. Why wouldn't you want to use this move? Because it's a great way to actually make multiple coins vanish in a relatively easy way. So let's have a look at it right now. I will say it's better. With the previous two routines I talked about, it doesn't really matter about the size of the coins. With the Silent Steal, I find it easier using $half sized coins. I really do. Dollar sized coins can sometimes be a little bit too much with the Silent Steal. It can be done, but it's a little bit tricky, if that kind of makes sense. Okay, so this next one is the Silent Steal by Derek Dingle, and I never see anyone doing the Silent Steal, but it is such a great...
It's silent.
Yes, Sarah, that's because it's silent. But it's such a great move. Again, it's a multiple coin vanish, but done in a very different way. So first of all, you openly put the coins into the left hand. They see them go in there. You wave your hand over, and when you wave your hand over, the coins disappear completely. Now, they end up in Demonchi grip in the right hand, and there's a couple of different things that you can actually do with this. So first of all, let's do that Silent Steal again. So it goes into the left hand, and you steal them as you wave your hand over. Now, there's a couple of ways of going from here. The first way is to just pull up your sleeve and transfer them into classic palm. So then you can drop them one at a time from classic palm. That's a great way of doing it. But the other thing that you can do with the Silent Steal, because they end up in Demonchi, is you can silently transfer them back into the left hand. So you can, for example, put them into the left hand, and you can say, watch, if I wave my hand over, the coins disappear, and then you can just kind of flex your fingers, and now you've shown this hand empty, but the coins are now back in left hand finger palm. So you can put them into the left hand, show that the coins have completely disappeared, show the right hand empty, show the left hand empty, and they end up in left hand finger palm. It's a move that a lot of people don't do because it's considered quite difficult, but honestly, if you're gonna make a big deal out of making some coins disappear, it really is one of the best ways to make the coins disappear. It's called Silent Steal by Derek Dingle. Okay, so the next coin move that you've probably never seen before and you're never using is by Ben Williams. Now, Ben Williams is an incredibly clever magician from the UK and has published many, many routines over the years. He's one of these great thinkers of magic. And although a lot of people don't think of him as a coin magician, his coin work is exceptional. And he's got this move that is used to... the whole idea of the move is that it makes a coin disappear. That's what's happening. A coin disappears, or a stack of coins disappear. And what's happening is they're ending up going into C palm or JW grip. Now, the C palm or JW grip, a lot of people know, is a very difficult grip to get into. It's a very challenging grip, if that kind of makes sense. It's not an easy grip. It's tricky. This is the easiest way that I've found of taking a coin and in the action of rubbing it, having it go directly into JW grip. It's so clever. It really is. Why? It's one of those moves that when I first saw it, I thought to myself, why didn't I think of that? Because that is incredibly clever. It's a really clever way of doing doing that move. Now, I'm gonna show you this move in a second, but I'm also going to show you a variation by Russell Leeds. Russell is my old business partner. He's not in Magic anymore, but he put a DVD out many years ago called The Contractor, which is a sort of a karate coin style thing. And one of the, it's a good DVD, but one of the things that he did on there is he had a way of doing Ben Williams' move, but as a switch instead of as a vanish. So he's still taking the coin into JW grip or C palm, but he's switching another coin in at the same time, which is a really clever way of doing it. Now, when Russell did this, he did it in the context of showing a coin and then pushing his thumb through and then taking his thumb out, which works, but I think it looks even better as like a spellbound type thing. So you show the coin and you rub it and it changes, and because of where the coin ends up being concealed, which is in C palm or JW grip, it looks like your hands are completely empty when the coin changes from one to the other. So let's have a look at the Ben Williams move and the Russell Leeds variation. Have a look at that. I'm pretty much guarantee that you guys aren't doing this, and if you're not, you really should learn it because it's very cool. Okay, so this is a Ben Williams move, and this is absolutely fantastic. It's the easiest way I've ever seen to get into JW grip or C palm. So you show the coin here in the left hand, and in the action of coming up and rubbing, you can have that coin completely vanish, and you've obviously taken it into C palm. It's a great way to get into it. A lot of the time, getting into JW grip or C palm can be quite difficult because of the grip that you have to use or the positioning or something like that. But this is really easy. You just show it in a spellbound or a French drop position, and you just literally come up and rub it, and it goes straight into C palm or JW grip. Now, my friend Russell Leeds, who no longer is in Magic, but on his DVD that he bought out about 10 years ago, The Contractor, he had the idea of taking that move and turning it into a coin switch, which is really clever. So if you have something that you want to change it into, you can start off with that in position. So in this case, I'm using a green poker chip. So I'd show the dollar, and then all I'd do is I'd come up and rub it. And as I rub it, I've taken that dollar into C palm or JW grip, and I've actually switched in the poker chip, and now I'm in a situation where I can make it go back or whatever I want to do. So it's a nice way of taking Ben's move and actually turning it into an actual coin switch, which looks really, really good. So there you go. It's the easiest and the best way I've found of getting into JW grip or C palm. Okay, so the final move that you've probably never seen before is by Jeff Latter, and it is a way of basically separating a coin from a shell at the fingertips with one hand whilst holding a stack of coins, which, if you think about that, is next to impossible. You're holding a stack of coins. You can be holding as many coins as you want to, so let's say 2, because Jeff used it in the context of 2 coins. So you're showing 2 coins, and in the action of blowing, you've now got 3 coins because you've unnested the coin in the shell. It's an elegant way of doing this, and I remember the first time I saw Jeff do this, which was on one of the New York Coin Guys coin symposiums, and I saw him do this in the context of his 3-coin trick. I was just blown away. I was like, no, he didn't just do what I think he did. And immediately when I saw that, I knew I wanted to learn the routine, and I wanted to learn that moment. I wanted to be able to make a coin separate from a shell with one hand, because I thought there's so many applications you could do with this. And there is. If you do fingertip coin routines, you know, like fingertip coins across, 3-fly, anything like that, having the ability to unnest a coin from a shell whilst you are holding a stack in one hand is really useful thing to be able to do. So I'm gonna show you that so you can have a look at it. You can learn it from from the New York Coin Guys DVD sets. I think the Coins Across one, I think, has this move on it, has this routine on it. But also, obviously, you want to check out Jeff's book as well, A Long Kiss Goodnight, I think it is, because in that book he goes through a lot of these techniques as well. But it's an incredible technique, and I don't see anybody else doing it, and you really should. So let's have a look at that move right now. Okay, so the final move is by Jeff Latter, and it's part of his 3-coin trick. And I use this in so many different routines, but I've never seen anyone else use it. It's a way of unnesting a shell with one hand when you're holding a couple of coins. So I have here 2 coins and a shell. I'm going to show you the final phase of Jeff's 3-coin trick. And you'll see the context of the move, and then we'll kind of go through it with you. So you show the 3 coins here, and the idea is that these coins are going to jump one at a time up the sleeve, across the chest, down into the other hand. That's when the first one goes. That's coin number 1. Some people think it goes up the sleeve. It doesn't. I hold the coin here. I hold these 2 here. I go down and up, and the second one goes across. That's 2 over there. Leaves us with one last one. If I blow, that's all 3 coins jumped into this hand. And it's that final moment of having that final coin appear at the tips of the fingers when you blow. If you're putting together 3-fly routines or fingertip routines, having the ability to unnest a shell at the fingertips when it's part of a stack of 2 is really, really important. So you have 2 coins here, and the inner one is the shell. And then it's the whole idea of straddling, blowing, and then having that coin appear, and you're unnesting the shell, but you're doing it at the tips of the fingers. It really does look like, let's do that again. It really does look like you show 2 coins, blow, and you get 3 coins. So it's Jeff Latter's unnesting of a shell using one hand. It's an incredible move. So there you go, guys. That is another magic stuff in the bag. 5 coin moves that you've probably never seen before. Now, let me know what you think. Do you want to see another one of these? Do you want me to do another follow-up to the card series that I did a few months ago? Because I'm more than happy to. There's so many card moves out there. There's so many coin moves out there. It would be very easy to do multiple videos like this. So let me know what you think. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. With a Magic Live. I'm going to be here at 9 o'clock with a review show revisited, and 2 o'clock with a short. So I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day. My name's Craig from Magic.